Greetings, Jedi traders. David here of TradingFibs.com to bring you the daily trend for week 41, day 5. It is Friday, October 14th, 2016. As always, please seek financial advisement when trading with your money, as these videos are for educational purposes only to support your knowledge in the market. See what's going through my head on any given day. Always make sure you have a solid trading plan and always manage your stop when placing a trade. And that is exactly what we did today. We followed a solid trading plan. We'll go over the charts and see exactly how that played out. Taking a look at the daily recap as we post here every day on the blog site. Daily results finishing up the week. 18 setups, majority of those there being on the NQ, as you can see by the numbers. Poor little YM, been letting that one go lately. And some solid setups for the week on the ES. There's some of the econ data for this week. Again, you can check that out at econoday.com. Daily stats, there it is. One market, more than usual. The 8 setups today, just trying to get a runner here today. Not successful. One loss there towards the end, and actually was able to make up about half of that as market ran out. All right, so when we talk about one solid trend today, that's right, the solid trend was to the downside. But sticking to the trading plan, what does that look like? What is a trading plan? Well, obviously, it's a multi-page document to identify where are your setups and where are your exits and contingency plans. It's simple. It's a question of what puts you into a setup and what takes you out. And so identifying those here on this wonderful chart that I have for you right here. Price action, obviously above some key components here. Taking a look at the 534, looking price above the Heikin Ashi, or what I call the Oku cloud. This is not Ichimoku. You can check out my Twitter feed yesterday. Posted a lovely chart there, and also in yesterday's review on the difference between the two clouds. But again, price above the 5144, the 534 in sync. We call this basically the core setup here. Looking for price action to be in trend. Heikin Ashi bars, solid body tails up, and to look for the T310 also be in trend. Now, one thing while I want price action to be above the T350, it would also help you stay out of some chop if the slope of the T350 was in the same trend as today, saved some of the trading room members from getting into anything. Now, once in the trade, it's all about managing, part 2. And so here's an example I have posted here. Again, you have price downside. Again, not always will you have this beautiful setup with trending candles down. You'll have some long wicks. You might be taken out, as I was today, but it's following your trading plan. Price action underneath the cloud. You have as many charts in sync. If not, you're taking a counter trend. You limit your trade management to coming off a little bit sooner, and you have options of where to come out on the trade. All right, so now that we've laid the ground rules like we do each week, as you can see the charts posted down here for your viewing. Here we have the NQ today. Again, nice solid body tail up, and we're watching the AD line as well. So here on the NQ, focusing on the NQ here today to follow those trading guidelines as we do each day. Here we go, solid body tail up. That's right, price action to the upside. But what we have here is an AD line that's coming down on a 1-minute chart. Well, price action holds you up from taking the long entry, as yes, the guidelines are there, the core charts are there, 5 charts, 4 chart sync in top, above the 5144, and there you go. You got a solid body tail up, follow through on a second candle, stop at the swing size, and you get taken out. Well, you might have avoided that by waiting on the AD line to be back in sync to the upside, as it was here, solid body tail up. There it is, T310 line in trend, T350 in trend above the 5144, and you got 4 charts in sync. Makes for a wonderful entry to the upside. As well as counter trend setups. Price action here, again, price action comes around. You might have exited off the trade, and you got the gap here at the 5144 Heikin Ashi cloud, and you decide, yeah, I'll go for the scalp entry, maybe in and out. One off, try to get a runner, you just never know, and in sync with the AD line. But again, watching price action hold here to the 75, a common line, and above the 10 EMA. using that AD line together with your setups. Two identifiable setups here on the NQ today. All right, let's run through some of those setups there on the NQ today. Posted those online, called them out in the live trading room, and here we are. Price action to the upside, one off at 10. That's right, following the trading plan. As soon as price action came down, exit on the counter trend. There you go. Not one of my favorite setups, but for today's lesson and today's video especially, I wanted to go ahead and show you that even on the counter trend, you exit the trade, you wait for the setup, T310 is in your favor, and you go for the 6 ticks, in and out. I'm glad I got right down there by the hairy chin, right to the T350 exit and basically out of the trade. Again, you're looking for a highest probability setup, which is here. Counter trend setup, I recommend coming out a little sooner. Play by the rules. Trade management number 3. Price action returns to the upside. There it is. Indecision candle. Actually, sometimes the order falls a little bit different than where it is on the actual chart on the candle, but be that as it may, price action trying to get a lift here, and that's right, got off that first contract at 10, didn't move the stop to break even, and stopped out for no loss, simply, that's right, 2 contracts, that's it, no loss trade. We talk about it all the time. And finally, that wonderful move downside, taken out by a wick here. So after that first setup to the upside, stopped out again, downside, and finally one off at 10 and a wonderful runner, as I didn't have all charts in sync. Had I had all charts in sync, would have let those multiple contracts run out and on the crossover. So sticking to the trading plan in the AM session. PM session, yelling on the podium, and price action a little bit choppy. Finally finding an entry here, one off at 10 and out for just a couple ticks there. Again, we really did have a pop, drop, and chop for the remainder of the session. Original stop here at the top of the wick. I'm not going to place it all the way up here. Place it at the highest wick there and was able to hold on here. Valid setup here in the afternoon. Just let that one go. Price action, try to get one off at 6 ticks. There was a daily 50 MA here. Had no success. Breakout downside, solid body, tail down, exit, take the loss, and right there at the end, back in, ran the multiple contracts, thinking, yeah, making back the loss. Almost had it going until we hesitated there, decided to then just take off one at 13, move the limit order there, and ran right to the midnight. Yeah, hindsight looks great, but could have ran it all the way down to the midnight, but either way, followed the trading plan as is. All charts in sync, high probability setup, nice move to the downside, and there it was, end of the session. All right, let's take a look at some of the other charts as the day ran out. Daily gaps, no new gaps here today. We pretty much closed everything out. Still have gaps both to the upside and the downside all across the board. Take a look at the daily fib levels. Again, we didn't do so hot on the NQ, but nicely on the YM to the T and on the ES right downside as the low of the session. All right, taking a look at some of the charts here as we saw the detail on the NQ. So let's take a look at the crude here. Price action on the crude, not affected much, still staying up here in the 50s in between the Globex high and Globex low. Solid setups, not much price action, but to the downside, here's the core setup. Might have waited for the break below the Globex low here for the trend of the day right here. Not much movement on the crude itself. Take a look at the gold price action. Gold here, we saw price action like the crude. A nice little move up here to the upside, but pretty much falling out flat for the remainder of the session. There's your open there on gold. Overnight session, you could see came down, lift back up, solid body tail up. Almost all charts in sync here until breaking above the VWAP. Solid setup downside here with at least 2 charts, and then towards the end as momentum started to pick up to the downside. Look for that core setup. That's all you got to do. Anything else is an enhancement and additional market internal to keep you in the setup. There it is on the Euro overnight session coming down. So downtrend majority of the trend. Here we go. Solid body tail down here as price action came down. Solid body tail down, solid body tail down on the HA bars. You got your HA cloud here underneath the T350. When the T350 is in trend, makes even a higher probability that we are in sync. All right, took a look at the NQ. Let's take a look quickly at the YM here. Price action on the YM, again, very similar to the setup here on the ENQ. Here we had a setup to the upside, solid body tails up above the cloud and above the T310 moving average. A little bit of chops at the top, trying to make a go at it. Again, it was the 144 on the 4-hour chart that was holding a price action today on the YM, which is currently in a downtrend. Here we go, solid setup back downside underneath the cloud and T350. A little stall there at the VWAP, but price action came down. Another solid afternoon session setup for a little bit of ticks on the downside. All right, and finally on the ES, as price action followed through here, again, very similar setup, upside price action. That was early entry pre-market. Again, you got another little push up, but I like why I'm watching that 144 was the 50 on the ES as well. Here with the NQ solid setup underneath the VWAP, but that was your initial entry right down there. 2 charts in sync. There's your core setup. Another re-entry down here. Price action broke above here. Might have been able to, again, counter trend there. Maybe come off a little sooner. You don't have as many charts in sync. And in the afternoon session, again, just very choppy, trying to just get a piece of it. But again, your higher probability setups were to the downside on the ES. So overall trend today, pop, drop, and chop. So overall trend today downside, which is following through. That's right, with the bigger picture. As we can see, downtrend on the NQ, YM, and ES is now 50, just coming underneath the 144. As yesterday, we saw the pullback here, as we did on the YMES to the 5144. We start to move down here. Good volume today across the board, but we're now back under the 50, holding in between the 50 and the 200. All the way down here, as you can see, but we're holding in this sideways consolidation here on the ES. So a little bit, obviously we know consolidations, that's right, consolidations lead to breakouts. But there it is, price action to the downside, the 4-hour, have to go still, even though the 50 is just slightly above the 144, just about to break downside. But we do have a pullback on the T310, so I'm going to go still with the uptrend pullback here. As soon as we cross over, and if we do on Monday, then we got a confirmed downtrend. That's what I wanted to see today. We talked about it yesterday, or mentioned it here in the video yesterday. You could see price action now rejected here. That's right, reject. I want to see the follow through back downside, and then I have an official confirmed downtrend on all 3 indices. So we'll look for the intraday setup next week, but that's good. Pull back, and then we watch for the follow through to the downside. We can then go with the ETF to the short. All right, taking a look at crude price action, holding up above, still above the 5200. Wrote an article piece here this week on crude's current trend, looking for crude. That's right, looking for crude as we hold in these recent highs. I'd love to go get that open gap up there at 55.41. No guarantee, but currently trend on the crude still holding upside. So I got to go with the uptrend, as well as gold and the bond still holding to the downside. There you can see the resistance on the 51.44. So if you're looking for the gold, you want to watch the market into next week as we roll in, but still resistance here, identifying price action is holding to the downside. And EMD mid-cap 400, price action resistance like the ES. Confirmed downtrend all the way across 6E, 6J on the yen. All confirmed downtrend at this point. Any pullback, always look to the 51.44 on the 4-hour chart. Daily sitting in between the 5200. A little concerning here on the 6E as we have lost support there at the 200 period moving average on a daily. Watch for eventually the 6E to come out and close this gap, which should be around, that's right, around the resistance here to the upside on the 4-hour chart. All right, that's the big picture there. I didn't forget to mention here, I just wanted to show you the AD line here for the NYSE, trying a little something out new, fresh this week. Putting a 534 here on the NYSE as well as the NQ. Price action again reflecting the motion here today as we got the pop, drop, and chop. AD line here on this is a 5-minute chart, but we got the 10 EMA running through in between the 5 and the 34. So again, showing you some short-term action as well as the longer trend on an intraday basis. So always using that AD line to support any move in either direction. Again, no crystal ball here, just trying to point out where the current trend is. You got to be ready intraday in both directions on any given day. All right, as we roll into next week, Beige Book, look to Beige Book on Wednesday. Nice little read there from the FOMC. A couple Red Star events and any international events want to pay heed to. Watch for the crude rollover next week, third week of the month, contract expiration. And once again, Fed speakers up. Gets kind of scary when they get on their podiums and we watch market action move, but that's sometimes what we need to get this market moving. All right, that concludes this week's market, week 41, and to the daily trend. Make sure you stop by tradingfibs.com or any of my social media outlets to obtain more information. Hey guys, you can find me every day on Twitter at TradingFibs. Again, if my charts aren't posted on my blog site, feel free either here or StockTwits to check out some of the post during the day for setups or charts or recaps as that may be. And feel free to stop by Trading Fibs where I post the daily blogs, posts, sites, and articles as well. My trading mantra of one simple strategy: any market, any chart, any time frame will keep you disciplined. I only trade what's in front of me and on my charts. And as always, leave your buys at the door when trading. Hey guys, if you're interested in joining us in the trading room and this is your first time, feel free to email me, david@tradingfibs.com. We'll get you in on a Thursday or Friday, see the live action. Again, the charts might look different to you. They're Heikin-Ashi bars, Flex Renkos. Again, take a look at some of those trading charts that I showed you today with the notations. See if that interests you. If it does and it interests you, what it takes to stay in a trade like this, instead of the in and out, maybe we can teach you something, or at least hang with us for the long term. Have yourselves a Blue Zone weekend wherever you may be. Good day, good night, and good trading to you.